Well, welcome and hello, everyone. Welcome to our world. Welcome to another episode of Cut the Card Lunch and Learn series. You know, every Wednesday, Joanna, we like to come on here and at 12 p.m. Central Time and do another version of Cut the Card Lunch and Learn series. And today it's going to be no different. We're going to put out another version of Cut the Cord. I'm excited to be here with you today, Joanna. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm always doing great.
We're watching the blue going today. I see you got the memo. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, folks, Joanna is like the person that wants to, she wants to coordinate everything that we do. So if she's wearing blue and I need to wear blue, if she's wearing white, I need to wear, yeah. So because if it's me, I just have on the same, well, not the same shirt. Let me, let's not get it crooked now. So you may ask yourself, what is Cut the Cord? It's a 30-minute training that's going to air on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn pages, and it's going to help elevate your mindset. It's going to help you set new goals. It's going to help make you get outside your comfort zone. It's going to do a lot of things for you. The other thing it's going to help you do is going to help you start saying things like, I'm already good enough. I earned it. I'm smart enough to do it. I am because I am, Joanna. It's going to help you also get what we call the it factor. You know what the it factor is, right, Joanna?
Oh, yeah, I know it.
All right. The it factor is you're going to start visualizing it. You're going to pray about it. You're going to plan it. You're going to work it. You're going to live it. And then you're not going to give up on it. You see what I'm saying? So today we're excited to talk with you today about a leader's greatest things. A leader's greatest things. What is one thing that I really need to know about leadership? That's a question that I've heard 1,000 times from people. What's the one thing I need to know about leadership? Well, let me tell you what, folks. Chill out, relax a little bit. The one thing I want you to know is there's no one thing you need to know about leadership. There's a lot of things you need to know about leadership. See, there are no shortcuts to the top. There's not a secret sauce. You see, when I'm making a gumbo, or if I'm frying some chicken, or if I'm cooking a chicken cordon bleu, I may have the secrets to make that really good. See, I haven't given all those secrets to Joanna yet, so she can't make those good yet, right? But
well, I will give you my secrets to make my my Dominican food. If you don't give me your secrets,
okay, we'll switch recipes. You give me your Dominican food, and I'll give you my Louisiana food.
Right. That's a deal.
But I want you to know, folks, there's no secret sauce or magic tonic will instantly turn you into a magnificent leader. Still, we are sympathetic to the desire to simplify the art of leadership. All right. For this reason, we put together today a list summarizing some of the leaders' greatest things. So let's get started, Joanna.
Yeah, I mean, number one, Cedric, is the leader's greatest victory. It's victory over self. You see, very often we think of a leader's greatest victory as being over others. And so as defeating an opposing team, for example, or a rival business, right? However, as Plato wrote once, the first and best victory is to conquer self. You see, every leader faces a struggle against self-interest. You see, whereas followers, Cedric, they tend to think of themselves first. You see, leaders have to learn to put others ahead of themselves. I absolutely love that, Cedric, because I think when we talk about leadership, the person that is most difficult to lead, it's ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And so
it's always hard for me to lead myself. I struggle with that sometimes. I need help.
Yeah. And so, and I think that's why.
Wait a minute. You didn't have to agree with that.
Well, I know you have problems leading yourself sometimes. So yes, I agree. Yes. And so that's why I think that first point, it's so important. Number two is the leader's greatest asset is confidence, Cedric. Confidence is oneself's confidence in oneself is the cornerstone of successful leadership. Let me say that again. Confidence in oneself is the cornerstone of successful leadership. You see, only those who believe in themselves have enough optimism to see the best in those around them. Because self-confidence breeds confidence in others.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with that. But yeah, you don't have to agree. You don't have to so quickly agree with that that statement I made. That's all right.
Well, I think we all listen, Cedric. I think we all have challenges sometimes leading ourselves, right? So don't take it personal. I think it's just
Okay, all right. I won't take it personal this time. But you said
I
yes
have
really
problems
quickly.
leading myself too sometimes. So
Okay, all right.
don't feel alone.
All right. You jumped out and said yes, like quick, like yes. You're supposed to slow that roll a little bit. Well, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
You
So
know, but
let's go
yeah,
to
you did.
number 3. All right. The leader's greatest weight, it means his final responsibilities. Okay. Now, during World War II, General Dwight Eisenhower was responsible for the Allied invasion of France, right? He knew that thousands of young soldiers would be killed in that assault. He also knew that the invasion would be a pivotal moment in the war against the Nazi Germany, right? So success would be a tremendous boost to the Allied cause, but failure would be a crushing blow. So he knew that we couldn't have this crushing blow, right? In the hours prior to the attack, Eisenhower sat down and he penned a press release that was going to be used in the attack just in case, right? And here's some of the things that he said. He says, our landings have failed to gain a satisfactory foothold, and I have withdrawn the troops. My decision to attack at this time and place was based upon the best information available. Now, the troops, the air, and the Navy did all that the bravery and devotion to duty could do. If any blame or fault attaches to this attempt, it is mine and mine alone. See, Dwight Eisenhower had made up his mind in advance that he was going to bear full responsibility for whatever happened. He was not going to place the blame on his advisors. He was not going to place the blame on bad weather. He was not going to place the blame and say that the superior Nazi strength or any other contributing factors. It was his responsibility and his responsibility alone. That's why the leader's greatest weight is final responsibility.
I love that. That is so powerful, Cedric. Number 4 is the leader's greatest discipline is taking time to think. Now, one of the reasons why, and this is a fact, Cedric, one of the reasons why people do not grow as leader is because they try to change the results without changing their thinking. And you see, our lives today are a result of our thinking yesterday. Our lives tomorrow will be determined by what we think today. And so if we desire to rise above our circumstances and move up to another level in our careers, then we need to improve our thinking. And I know you have a thinking room, Cedric, and I know for you this is really important, right? Because you've mentioned before. And we don't stop to think about that, how important our thinking is.
Right.
In analyzing those situations. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right. I agree with you. And this is why I have that thinking room, so I can sit in there and think on my thoughts. I'm going to be thinking about you saying yes so quickly.
Oh, come on. Just turn the page.
You know, I heard about this elderly man, Joanna, and he had a serious hearing problem for many, many years. And he went to the doctor, and he was fitted for this new high tech, state of the art hearing aid, right? And he could hear then 100%. Right. A month later, he came back to the doctor for a checkup, and the doctor said, well, you know, your hearing is perfect. I know that your family has to be excited about that, right? That you can hear again. He says, oh, no, I haven't told my family. He says, I just sit around listening to the different conversations, and I've changed my will 3 different times.
Oh, my God.
So
I can definitely see you doing something like that.
Absolutely. I'm just going to sit around. So number 5, the leader's greatest handicap is pride. See, pride gives people an overinflated sense of their own importance and causes them to devalue the contribution of others. See, always wanting to share always wanting credit for successes, and prideful leaders push others aside to seize the spotlight, even when they don't really have to, right? See, as a result, they then alienate their best people, who end up looking for another team. You know, you've lost some people on your team, right? You know, people don't leave organizations, Joanna. People leave people. They leave their leaders. Mm-hmm. So leaders out there, I want you to think about that, right? So those you lost those best people because you alienated them. So they end up looking for another team in which to bring their hard work to. And then they leave you behind. Let's go to number 6, Joanna.
That's very powerful. I love that. People don't quit companies, they quit leaders. Wow.
Yes.
That right there is a good subject for you to go to your thinking room and think about that, right? What do you think, Cedric?
You're not quitting. You're not going anywhere.
All right, number 6.
I'm not going to let you quit.
No, I'm not quitting. You see, the leader's greatest opportunity is today. Now, you see, we have a really tough time forgetting opportunities that have maybe slipped through our fingers in the past. And here's what we do, Cedric. We continually bring up, what if, what might have been, or what if I should have done this, replaying that so many times, like thinking that maybe somehow you saying it so many times that will change the outcome. However, the more we relieve the past, the further we drift from today's opportunities. You see? And so what happens is, and Cedric, like we all do this, right? Sometimes we just get stuck thinking of what happened yesterday and maybe we should have done this. And here's what happens. You see, the past, we cannot do anything about the past because it ended. Yesterday ended last night at 12 midnight, right, Cedric?
Right.
We can't do anything about that. So because we can undo what happened, you see, our strength, they really lie on the present. And so we live in the present, we work in the present. And so let's just focus on that, on the present moment, what you have. And so let's wipe the slate and clean and look up and see the opportunities that we have in front of us. Because that's what often happens, Cedric. Because we're thinking so much of what happened in the past, then we miss the opportunities that we have right in front of us.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right about this. And sometimes we overlook or miss those opportunities because we're so worried about what happened yesterday, or we're thinking too far into the future and not just enjoying what we have today. And in Texas, we enjoy everything, right? Yeah. Well, except for a few weeks ago when we had this bad storm, right? But
Yeah, Cedric, going back to that real quick, when we focus so much on what happened yesterday, then we tend to fall into depression. That's why people get into depression. When we focus so much on the future and what has not happened yet, then that's when anxiety kicks in.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
why if you focus on today, the present moment, what you have, you're going to be just fine. One day at a time, right, Cedric?
Absolutely. You got to keep hope alive. And, I heard this about this archaeologist, Joanna, that, and then I'll go to number 7, but I heard about this archaeologist in New York, and he had dug down like 10 feet underground, and he found a trace of copper wiring dating back 100 years. Now, he concluded that New York has had a telephone network over 100 years old. But not to be outdone, an archaeologist from California dug down 20 feet and found copper wiring dating back 200 years. And he concluded that California had a massive communications network 100 years sooner than New York. But you see, in Texas, we do things a little bit bigger and better and faster. Upon hearing this, old Bubba in Texas dug down 30 feet on his farm and found absolutely nothing, Joanna. He had concluded that 300 years ago, Texans had already gone wireless. You see, number 7, you're supposed to laugh at that, Joanna. Number 7. My audience is laughing, but that's all right. Number 7 is the leader's greatest loss is hope. I was hoping, though, Joanna laughed at that, but she didn't.
I'm sorry.
So, people, you see what happens. I'm working hard over here trying to cut the card Lunch and Learn series good for you. And Joanna's just like, yeah, whatever.
I'm just being authentic, Cedric. I'm just being authentic.
Okay, all right. So number 7 is the leader's
Let's
greatest
number
loss.
7.
Yes, the leader's greatest loss is hope. One of the most powerful and energizing words in the English language is hope. See, hope is a power that keeps us going in the toughest times of our life, right? It's a power that energizes us, Joanna, with excitement and anticipation as we look forward to the future, right? See, hope gives us reason to live. Hope. Keep hope alive is what Jesse Jackson used to say. See, it takes obstacles and transforms them into possibilities. Let me say that again. Hope gives us a reason to live. It takes obstacles and transforms them into possibilities. See, hope gives us strength and courage we need to make the most out of life. I like what G.K. Chesterton said. He said, there is only one thing which gives radiance to everything. It is the idea of something around the corner.
Well, that's beautiful. Really beautiful. Awesome. Number 8 is the leader's greatest mistake is putting self before others.
Uh-oh.
You see, and this one, it's a good one, Cedric, because you know what? Habitual self-absorption, it's the surefire recipe for ineffectiveness as a leader. And so, during the earliest years of my career and other people around me, right, that I saw in my organization, I noticed that, when you work hard and you're trying to get other people to support your agenda, you really don't get anywhere. But as you mature and you begin to see that other people, that the other people's needs really matter and they are as important as your own, then you start seeing things a little bit different. You see, I like that quote by Wayne. I think it's Wayne Dyer. He says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at begin to change, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's when that whole change of perspective comes into play and that maturity, right? And so with that, instead of looking for ways to helping other people, you focus on really serving people, then that helps you to really get to the next level. Because when you serve people, they automatically come back and serve you.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and we learned that success is determined by the seeds we sow, but not by the harvest we reap.
Right.
And so that right there, it's really powerful, Cedric. And I don't think, you need to be an experienced leader to kind of get to that point where when you understand and you analyze how things work and how you should proceed with your team and the people around you. It's not all about you. It's about the other people. It's about serving people.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with you on that. Now, number 9 of these leaders' greatest things, Joanna, is the leader's greatest prayer is wisdom. Now, I'm gonna have to go biblical on you on this one. So just hang in with me. If you're not a religious person or a spiritual person, just hang in with me. Okay. All right. In 1 Kings chapter 3, God offered to grant King Solomon whatever he desired. See, rather than wishing for riches or glory, like a lot of you would, King Solomon's plea was for wisdom. See, he said, Lord, my God, you have made my servant, you have made your servant king in place of my father David, but I am only a little child and I do not know how to carry out my duties. Your servant is here among the people you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to count. So give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours? See, as a leader, you will be put in situations in which you have no experience. Now, let me stop right here, Joanna. See, sometimes you have to step up into a leadership position, and maybe you've never managed a department before. Maybe you've never managed people before. Maybe you've never handled the payroll before, but you may be asked to step up and do these things. Don't back down and say, no, I'm not ready yet. No, God's already spoken it. You're ready. It's your time then to speak up and stand up and take charge and be ready when your organization calls you for that next step. So the next time you consider saying, no, I don't want that promotion, I want you to think about King Solomon. He wasn't ready yet. He thought he wasn't ready yet.
Right.
God had already ordained it and said he was ready. It's the same thing for you. You're ready for that next promotion. You're ready to take on that next project. You're ready to take that next class. You're ready to take that next step.
You're ready for that next level.
Say that again.
You're ready for that next level.
You are ready for the next level. You're absolutely right. See, you'll be forced to make key decisions and under conditions of extreme uncertainty, which affect the livelihood and well-being of others. See, in those moments, at that time, you will be far better suited to lead if you had made a habit of pursuing knowledge. See, lifelong learners have an edge over the competition. Let me say that again, because I need to make sure that you get it. Now, you may be sitting at your desk. You may be sitting in your car. You may be sitting around the conference table. You may be standing up right now. But I'm going to say it again. Lifelong learners have an edge over the competition, for they're constantly achieving new skills and insights that others lack the energy and discipline to obtain. You see, the process is weeding out the weak. And if you're not a lifelong learner, you are amongst the weak.
Wow.
Because the lifelong learner has the competitive edge over you. Don't be that weak. Be King Solomon.
That's great. I love that, Cedric. You're preaching over there. I
Yeah.
love it.
Hey, I got the towel right here, right?
Got your towel.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right.
Hey, we got to pass the offering plate. All right.
Yes, yes, we do.
So we're gonna send you. You got to send us your Cash App here.
Yeah, yeah. We're wrapping up here, so let's definitely do that. All right. Well, number 10 is the leader's greatest joy, and this is the last one, by the way. It's
Yes.
adding value to others. You see, many people they consider the greatest good of leadership to be the accomplishment of audacious vision, like building a business or winning a championship, right? And while that's certainly there's certainly nothing wrong with achieving, all that in your career, all your goals. I have found that the richest, most rewarding aspect of leadership always involves relationships. And here's why, Cedric. Because trophies and all this stuff that you might get, all this material stuff, eventually will collect dust, and sooner or later you might you most vacate your position of influence. But what truly lasts is the legacy we etch into the lives of those around us.
Yeah.
You see, what brings the greatest joy and satisfaction, it's enriching the lives of those we love by adding value to them. And so, and this is true for every area of our lives, right? Not only in our organizations with our teams, right? Adding value to our teams, but adding value to our families, our friends. That's the true legacy that you leave. Everything you get, like trophies and all this other stuff, it's just things. But that right there, making a difference in somebody else's life, that's that's what you're called to do, really, in life, to make that difference in somebody else's life. And so I absolutely love that point, and that's the last point. But adding value to others is absolutely one of the greatest things that you can do as a leader,
Yes.
because leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And you add value to people when you have the ability to influence them.
Yes, absolutely. So let me highlight the things that we talked about, these things of a leader's greatest things. The very first one is victory over self. Next is confidence. Next is the leader's greatest weight is final responsibility. Then fourth is the greatest discipline, which is taking time to think. Number five is the leader's greatest handicap is pride. The leader's greatest opportunity is today. Number seven, the leader's greatest loss is hope. Number eight, the leader's greatest mistake is putting themselves before others. Number nine is the leader's greatest prayer is wisdom. And number 10, the leader's greatest joy is adding value to others. Not some days, not most days, not every other day, but every day. Adding value to other people.
Every day
Awesome.
and twice on Sunday.
Say that again.
Every day and twice on Sunday.
Every day, all day, and twice on Sunday. I love it. Absolutely. So thank you guys very much. This has been a great Cut the Cord series today, Joanna.
Yes, it has been. I loved it.
Awesome.
I mean,
I can go for another 30 minutes.
Cedric, you always bring so much energy into the show. And so I think, we both enjoy it because you you just bring that energy. You bring No, but it was a great show. It was a really great show, and I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I enjoy working with you as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love our audience, and we love that you guys tune in every week. And I appreciate everyone that's tuning in, whether you're in Louisiana, whether you're in Texas, whether you're in Michigan, whether you're in Georgia, whether you're in California, you're in Alaska, wherever you are. We appreciate you tuning in today. And our goal is to help you and your team to go to a higher level. We want to hear from you. We're going to have our contact information in the comments. We want to hear from you. We want you to tell us how we're doing. How can we better serve you? Tell us what your team's struggling with, right? Is it communication? Is it teamwork? Is it collaboration? Is it creativity? Is it being authentic? What is it? It may be getting outside your comfort zone. Tell us. Let us hear from you, because then we can put something together to cut the cord, or maybe you want to bring us into your business. Maybe you just want us to kick off a virtual meeting for your team, because we can bring the fire and help energize and inspire your team to go to a whole nother level. Because we know at Cut the Cord, folks, talent is a gift. Everybody has talent, but greatness is a choice. Thank you guys very much. Bye, Joanna. Thank you.
Bye, Cedric.
And hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.